Hello, Aduhemaa.
Hello.
Wow, thanks so
How?
much for honoring our invitation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so how are you doing at the moment?
Oh, by God's grace, I'm fine. I'm
You're
fine.
fine,
This
eh?
Corona thing, but we are all doing well. I think it's doing on. It's had
Yeah.
its good moments. So yeah, we are okay and grateful. Yeah.
All right, so
Mm.
listeners, this is Aduhemaa, a great musician, and let me tell you that she is a daughter of Pastor Anoyeboa of blessed memory. Tonight, she's here with
Mm.
us. God bless her so much for honoring our call. So, how is it in UK?
Oh, everything is fine. It's the corona, so there's a bit of a lockdown, but right now they've kind of released everything, so it's not so serious. But people are still indoors anyway, so you still don't. I'm in London, and it's still not as active as it used to be. Like
Mm-hmm.
the buses are not as full, the trains are not as full. But it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Mm.
Yeah, people are being safe. People wear masks and all that. But it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, right? All right. So,
Mm.
Aduima is with us.
Yeah.
Okay, so is Aduhima your real name? Is it the name that your father gave to you?
Uh, yeah, so actually, Duhima is part of my name,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just a thing that my dad did for all of us. So we are five girls actually,
Okay.
and he named all of us like Ghanaian names.
Okay.
Some were named after like a family member or someone that maybe he was really grateful to, or something maybe he felt was like significant in Ghana. So mine is Eduhima, and I was named after my uncle, who is like was the chief of Seshiyoko. So from my mother's side, he was my mother's uncle. So we all
Okay.
consider him an uncle. Yeah. So he was very helpful to my dad one time in their lives. So after they had me, they decided to add that to my name.
That
So
name.
like it's a hint. So it's a hidden name that I decided to just bring out. My sisters also have theirs. Yeah. So it's part
Okay.
of my name. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's great. So you are in UK right now, and could you tell us when you left? You
Mm.
left Ghana.
Oh, it's not been that long. Maybe almost 2 years or something.
Oh, okay. So you've been away for this long, 2 years.
Yeah, but I've been in and out. I came to Ghana once within the 2 years. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So you just been
Mm,
coming and going just like that. That's
yeah, something like that.
mm. All right.
Yeah.
Now tell us who you are. Who is Aduhima?
This question has been asked before to someone and it caused a lot of problems.
Really?
Oh, you didn't know that story. Anyway, so
Okay.
Dima,
Yes. Yes. I. Yes. You drawn my attention to it. Yeah. I get it.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, as an artist, who am I? Dreamer, I'm using it to represent me as a brand. And
Okay.
so when you mention a dreamer, I represent an artist who wants to use her voice to minister to people. I just realized normally I didn't like to be called minister and all those things, but I realized that at the end of the day, we are using our gift to tell people about Jesus and our
Yeah.
faith. And through that, some people are questioning what they believe in and are actually eager to even know more about Jesus, know about God.
Yeah.
So Dreamer as a brand is an artist that's using her voice to minister to people, spread her faith first of all,
Mm.
inspire people and motivate people too. Also, she is a producer, still in the learning process. So
Wow.
vocal producer.
Vocal
I also work
producer.
as a DV. I try to learn everything that I can. So
Yeah.
Dima
Yeah.
is a
That's
learner.
great.
Is
That's
quite
great.
independent, tries to do everything on her own. So if you
Mm-hmm.
say a dreamer, I think it's all around those kind of things, video, everything that
Wow.
I can put my hands on.
Multi-talented,
Yeah.
multi-taxed,
Yeah,
multi-purpose
try. I'm trying
woman.
to learn. Yeah,
Wow.
like I believe women have to try and stand on their grounds at a point in time because I think, like in our industry, most of the time singers are just those that take microphone to sing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. And they don't even know the business side of the music. They don't know the details of it. They just come and sing. Some know, but they don't even force themselves to put it
Mm-hmm.
out there. And I
Mm-hmm.
think when other kids and other people see us trying to do these things, it will inspire them to also rise up in every avenue, not just thinking, to also do their best. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's it.
Wow. That's that. Well, where did you grow up in Ghana?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was born in Osu, so I
Okay.
lived I lived in Osu. I've basically lived in Accra for like all my life. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, where did you have your basic school education?
Because my dad was a pastor, so there was a bit of changes. But I went to SBA, Laboni SBA at, I think that is, yeah, Laboni, yeah.
Okay.
And then we moved to McCarthy, so then I went to Princess International. That's where I completed my junior high.
All right.
And then I went to Laboni Senior High.
That's where you met my producer, right?
Yeah. That's where I met Charles.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where the whole our brotherhood and sisterhood started.
Yeah.
Yes, I went to Laboni, and then there I also moved again, and then went to a private school, Abundant Grace Academy. By the end of the day, I went to University of Ghana, did accounting.
Wow.
And yeah, and then I came here to come and do this music. I came to a music school here to study the music a bit. Yeah, so generally that's my educational background.
Wow. So when did you start singing?
That question is like when you answer and say since a childhood, it's a bit cliche because like everybody says that. But if when you start singing, that's when I started singing because I was in the church and the church choir. But I realized I had a gift of writing and teaching. So like I used to teach the choir songs and like those church choir harmonies and parts of songs and stuff, and then we performing. So I started like really young. That was maybe class 4, class 5. We were doing those things in churches. But professionally, I started in 2015. That's when I released my first single. So I'd say professionally, I started then. But generally, yeah, childhood.
Yeah. Then when did you recognize it as a ministry, as your ministry?
So even after 2015, I think I was still finding my grounds and what exactly I am meant to do, because I knew I like to sing and all that, but I didn't know if it was really. I think there was one time in church, I think that was when it really stamped on me that this is what I want to do.
Okay.
We were having a prayer session, and then God revealed to me a stage where I was ministering, and like people's hands were lifted, and the atmosphere wasn't an atmosphere of like a secular music, but I knew that was like an atmosphere where we were worshiping, and it was a big, large crowd. So at that point, I knew God was telling me this is where I am meant to be and what I'm supposed to do. So with mine, it's more of I want to spread. So it's 3 things. I want to spread the gospel through my music. We are all evangelists, and this is my opportunity to win to. And also, I want to use the opportunity to inspire people and motivate people.
Yeah.
So, like, those are the 3 things I really want to do, and I know I'm called to do them.
Yeah. Aduhemaa, you see, there are a lot of female artists now that started their career, from the church, and going forward they diverted to do secular music.
Yeah.
Now, what inspired you to be a gospel musician?
That's what I kind of said, because like through prayer, I knew with what I saw, I knew this was what I was called to do. I think with the gospel is it's a calling. You don't have to make a personal decision, because maybe my dad's a pastor. I want to do gospel because I don't want people to complain. Gospel is like a very it's a very spiritual job. So if you decide to do that kind of thing, it's not just by choice, it's by calling. And then we can all evangelize. You can choose to do it to evangelize, but to do it as a ministry or as a whole industry kind of thing, it's a calling. So I don't blame people that maybe they start for wrong reasons. So they start because they love maybe listening to gospel, doing gospel, they were born into it. By the time they realize maybe they've not been called to do that, and you can't force someone to go into something that they've not been called to do. And maybe I think through prayer also, God can direct you, to do what He's called us, because I think we are all supposed to be evangelists. Yeah, so with me, the gospel thing, it was through prayer that I realized that this is where I'm supposed to be. And because I've had opportunities to do other things, especially coming here to do other things, but I knew in my heart, and it's also like a feeling in my heart that this is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Tell us when you first wrote your song, the first song you ever wrote.
Oh, child, that one there. Yes, it's a semi.
Oh, really? JHS, way back.
The TV crowd will go to.
Oh,
So that's in there.
so like
Yeah.
that song. Do you still have it? And do you have any plan for it? As in,
Oh, there was one I recorded, but there's no way I would let anyone hear it right now because the first one actually, but everything is a journey and everything happens for a reason because it's not like the first song I wrote, but the first song I recorded in the studio. And after I listened to that song, like I had tears in my eyes. I was like, nah, this is what I have to do. Like this is what I'm called to do. And that if you listen to that song right now, you probably laugh because it's not really a nice song. But that time, like it was something that led me into taking this more serious and like pushing to do this. So I started writing the long time. Yes, Sunday school songs. But like with time, it progresses and it develops. I think it takes me to this point. Like parents have to find out what their kids like because as you see your kid moving towards like drumming or always reading or always writing, you see that this is what the person is supposed to. Maybe what the person is writing is not really interesting right now, but you can see that there's passion in that. You need to nurture it and push the person to do more because it will build up and become better. What I was writing then is not as good as what maybe I'm writing now. But if I was discouraged or something, it wouldn't have gotten to this point. So I started very long ago. Jesus.
Wow. That is awesome. Now, from your accession, it's clear that you write your own songs, right?
Oh yeah. I would love to have this right for me though, because in the industry there are songwriters, there are producers, there are different sectors that God has given to everybody. So even though I'm a songwriter, I'm open to other songwriting or working with other songwriters. But for now, I've written all the songs I've put out. I would bring myself, like my research right here. Yeah.
Have you ever written a song for any of the artists?
Oh no, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Right. So how many songs do you have as of now?
Composed down. I can't put a number to it. Maybe roughly range of 25. I'm not too sure. But and the ones some are just melodies, some are just compositions, some are choruses and stuff. But roughly let's just say 25. But the ones I've put out, I think I've put about 4 songs out. One was like the cover, but the second verse was an original. So 4 songs.
Yeah, and so how do you get your lyrics? How do you form your songs?
Song forming, it comes in you anyhow. Sometimes you be worshiping and then God will put a song on your heart. And sometimes you just be in the shower and the song will come. You have to rush and get your phone. Sometimes you have to sit down to write songs. Sometimes you'll be reading. So this is me. I'm talking about my situation. But I'll be reading maybe the Bible, or I'll make a conscious effort to get a verse, and then it forms a song. That's how I'll be practicing. So it comes different ways. Playing the keyboard, you can get a song from it. Yeah. So the composition, the lyrics comes from different avenues. Yeah.
Do you play any of the instruments?
Very basic, very, very basic. I emphasize very basic. But I play the keyboard. I play the keyboard and bass, but it's very, very basic.
Very basic.
I'm trying to learn the ukulele thing too, but I've not gotten anywhere.
Okay. Well, so we still have Aduhemaa here, and she's been a blessing to us this evening. God bless you so much for tuning in. You're still with me. Now let's move on. Share with us the people that you have worked with, some artists that you've worked with or you've shared the same stage with, and how has the experience been?
That one, it's all grace. I just want to even say thank you to God for the opportunities that I've had. I believe even greater things are ahead. But I've had the opportunity to work with Pastor Helen.
Okay.
I vivid for her sometime, and I'm still under her. Like anytime she needs me, she's one of the unique artists in Ghana, who is unique to her sound, unique to her creativity. She doesn't look at anybody she does hair,
Yeah.
and it's such a blessing to me. So yeah, I worked with her. The experience was what I just discussed. I've also worked with Joe Metal, and he
Wow.
did a concert in London. So I was part of the BV. So it was such
Oh,
an
okay.
experience. It
Wow.
was such an experience, yeah. So I
Yeah.
worked with him also
Mm-hmm.
as a BV, and I've also worked with Hakim.
Hakim.
I did, yeah, the guitar player. I think it's not just a guitar. I think he plays the bass and everything. He's like a brother. He's
Mm-hmm.
been really helpful behind the scenes to me
Mm-hmm.
also. So he did a project recently, a cover, We Shall Overcome. So I
We
did the
shall
vocals. I
overcome. Yeah.
recorded the
Wow.
vocals.
Wow. Wow. I like that song. I like that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did Patrick Watson. That was these ones are this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick
Patu.
Watson also.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also I've done a bit of projects with him. Yeah, a few of them, and the loops. He's done some mashups with
Okay.
Yam and Kingsley and
Oh, the
stuff.
list goes
So
on and on and on.
yeah, yeah, well, a few people that I can think of. Amazing people for our band. I worked
Mm-hmm.
a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. God bless all of them.
Yeah, yeah. And I can imagine
Yeah.
how it will be, moving from one
Oh.
place to another and all that. I think glory goes to
It's
God.
an honor. It's all great.
Yeah.
They are my seniors.
All right. So, is there any project you are currently embarking on?
Yeah, yeah. So recently I've been putting a lot of acapella stuff out.
Okay.
Yeah, so those ones because I'm able to do my own production, when it comes to vocals, so I use that leverage to do a few acapella projects and put them out, and the reception is quite interesting. Glory to God. But I'm hoping to put a bit of original stuff to God willing out. If it wasn't for the corona, I think I would have completed a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but the hope and the vision is to put original content out, and then we'll see what the future holds. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now let's continue.
Um, okay.
I asked this question I'm about to ask. I asked Luigi McLean. He was with us, I think, last 3 weeks, and
Oh, okay.
yes, and then I asked him this question, and I want to ask you to see your opinion
Mm,
concerning it. Now, a
okay.
lot of people um, try to put a difference between the gospel music industry and gospel music ministry. People say that gospel music should be a ministry. Others are also saying that it should be an industry. I want your take on this.
Mm. I think there's a simple difference. They are actually all the same. At the end of the day, in an industry, you plan, right? You have your setup, you would have your plan for the year, you date to release songs, promotion, where to go, your cost, how much you even charge,
Yeah.
um, even go for a program, like you have everything like you sat down, planned it out. You understand?
Yeah.
Normally from a man's perspective and your vision for the future, your analogy, all these things. But when it comes to ministry, it's a bit different because
Mm-hmm.
you do all these things for which you do for the industry, but
Mm-hmm.
then you have to seek direction, like you have to, because it's a ministry and it's under God. So you have to seek direction from God, and that changes so many things because each individual and what God wants you to do. So someone would be directed not to charge at all.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a few videos of Nathaniel Pastor saying God directed him not to charge, so he doesn't push the program. Someone also hasn't been told that, has prayed and God never told him not to charge. So with the music industry, in the ministry, it's more of direction from God. So you are directed per the word of God and also through prayer and speaking to the Holy Ghost. He directs you on what to do. So even your date of release, songs that you write, your songs you receive are all quite directed by the Holy Spirit, by God. So I think that is the major difference. At the end of the day, the rest is all the same structure. But when God comes inside, everything is diversified.
Yeah.
Everything is different.
Yeah.
I think that's the major difference here.
Yeah. Right. So,
Mm.
as a worship minister, right?
Uh-huh.
I want you to share with your listeners what you think worship should be. What do you think?
Mm. Hmm. Worship. I think worship is appreciating God,
Mm.
even in your bad, in your good.
Mm.
You are still glorifying Him for who He is.
Yes,
You
that's
know.
right. That's right.
So worship is moments where you come and you are not asking
Mm.
or you are not
Mm.
searching for anything.
That's
You
right.
have your. It's not like you don't have your worries or
That's right.
you don't have your burdens, but at that moment
Mm-hmm.
you are just exalting God for who He is.
That's right.
So to me, that's worship. It's a selfless moment where you forget about your issues and you just glorify the God you serve for who He is in your life, whether good times or bad times. Yeah, to me, that's worship.
That's so deep. That's so deep. You are not asking. That is the part that strikes me. You are not asking anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Worship is
Wow.
not the time to ask. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Mm,
Wow.
so, yeah, during worship, when we see people kneeling down, we are doing that's not the time.
Mm.
Then that prayer session, intercession or prayer session
Yeah.
where you are singing. So then it makes sense. But worship time, then you're supposed to just be exalting God. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's
Mm.
great. Now, what inspired Nagode? How did you come up with Nagode? Baba Nagode, the song.
Oh yeah, that song is a very thankful song. So it was more of like an Afrobeat. I'd never
Yeah.
tried an Afrobeat song,
Okay.
so I wanted to. So it came from an angle where I wanted to try with the Afrobeat, but then also I was really thankful. I think I was in a moment of gratitude where I was
Okay.
giving glory to God for what He has done in my life, my experiences, my family, and yeah, and it was a bit of a tough time in my life. So that I'll consider as praise because I was exalting God for the things I have, the things I've experienced, what I've been through. And so that's where the song was born. And I wrote it in the angle of an Afrobeat
Yeah.
energy. Yeah. So that's how it was born. Yeah.
You know what I'm going to ask you?
What?
I want you to tell me what you've missed from your dad.
Okay. You want me to be sad? Actually, this month, we're in June. June is when he passed away. So this month will mark 6 years of his passing.
Mm.
So it's a quite hard month for me. But this year I decided to like come out of sorrow and rather be
Yeah.
joyful, and I won't let the devil win because it's been 6 years and every June I become down. Every June I say I hate this month. And it's quite difficult. But I learned to rather speak positive into it and turn the month around for myself. But when it comes to my dad, there's so much I miss. His
Yeah.
singing, his attitude, his strictness,
Do, do
because
you
it
do you remember
kept me
this?
in check.
Do you remember Main Kwan Day? Do you remember that part?
Of course, any radio, any
Wow.
radio. Yeah,
You've missed
my
him.
father was an amazing
Yeah,
person.
he did. He did.
And I had all the
Mhm.
answers to
Mhm.
every difficulty you have. Sometimes right now, when you have questions, you don't know. Sometimes it's difficult because you're like, hey, who are you going to talk to? I miss that opportunity where I could go to someone to speak to the person. Yeah, I really miss that very much. Yeah.
Aduhemaa, I think that he has not really departed. He really
Oh
has
yeah.
translated himself into you, and
Oh
may his soul
wow.
rest
We
in
are five.
peace.
We are five. He left.
Yeah.
He left some in all of us. Bits and pieces in every one of us.
Sure.
Five girls. One of my sisters actually is also a minister, Jayana. Um.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
was about
she's
to ask
also
about.
really amazing.
But
Yeah.
she's in Ghana at the moment, right?
Yeah. She is. She's
Well,
in Ghana.
I'll try and get her, to be on this show to share
That
with us
would
the
be great.
experience. Yes. And
At the moment, yeah.
so, currently, whom will you say is your role model?
That thing. Role model, I think, comes in so many different
Mm-hmm.
sections of life. Right now, and for me, it changes or like it grows. I think right now, the person, my focus is in the music industry or ministry is Pastor Isaiah.
Okay.
I keep falling back to his page and watching his stuff. He's really, like, God bless him so much. He's really inspired me to even pray more, to seek God more, to study the word more. This Corona season has been like a very strong pivot in my life. I'm sure a lot of people can testify. I have not met him. I think I've met him once, yeah, but I've not like really had the time to speak to him. But through social media, yeah, so I would consider him someone that I'm really looking up to at the moment right now. Yeah.
I will convey this message to him. He's also a friend of mine. Yes, he's a
Oh wow.
father, and he's amazing. He's
Yeah.
amazing. He's amazing. Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
He is.
It's so good to hear. It's so good to hear. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Yeah.
think COVID-19 has affected, your ministry so much?
So maybe slow things on the live, and that's what I would say. And doing things physically and going for a show, because the idea was for me to come to Ghana and meet my band and then we'd work on some music and try and play some gigs, maybe organize something. But those ones have been paused. But I think this is where being independent came in to help, because I had learned how to record myself, and I had learned how to edit my own videos and all those things, do my own flyers. So at the end of the day, COVID really didn't slow me. So this is the reason why I was putting projects out. Artists would contact me for me to do DVs for them, because I was probably the only, it's not about being the best, but probably the only female, probably, holding microphone, like a studio in my house that I could record when nobody could go out. So I think it had its pros and cons. So in all things, I give glory to God. Yeah.
Indeed, glory to God. So what is the way forward?
God's grace, the way forward is the way forward.
That's right.
We'll be moving forward.
Right?
With or without Corona, I think we are learning to become more technological. So we'll be recording more. I'm hoping to put some projects, God willing, maybe do an EP or an album, God willing. That's like ahead. But I think right now my focus is maybe putting original projects out. Yeah.
I would like you to sing Wuye for me, but that will be at the end of the show. So get your vocal stuff prepared to bless our listeners. But before you do that, I would like you to share a message with people who are aspiring to be like you. I mean, the up and coming, musicians that are trying to be like you and then get to the level you have attained. What message do you have for them?
I think everyone should study to show themselves approved. Wow. Whatever you find yourself doing, whether music or you try and study it harder. If it's art, you study it harder. If it's, you want to be a doctor, study, and also everyone should try and create and build a relationship with God. I think it opens so many doors. It helps you to find yourself. You become grounded. You are covered, and I think especially in a time like this where everyone is afraid, people are, except us, but that's the reason why we are not afraid and we are confident and we are working out, even though we are protecting ourselves physically, it's because of the hope we rely on, which is God. So I think everyone should, the young people out there, I know like people are really into the fun stuff now. It's nice, but I think people should try and then use this opportunity where we are all in our houses to bond and create a deeper relationship with God, because it's going to turn our lives around. It's going to open our eyes to deeper things and make us matured. I was watching Pastor Isaiah one time and he was talking about the disciples. It wasn't him, but he brought a pastor and the pastor was talking about disciples, and he mentioned that the disciples, most of them were youth, because the Peter and Jesus were the only ones paying tax. And I was so muffled, like I was so shocked, because I was like, wow, even in our churches, we are not really, the young people are not really the forefront people. It's mainly the seniors ahead of us. So this is my point is we are very valuable in God's eyes. We are like supposed to be doing more than we are doing. If the teenagers were the disciples, then what can we do? You know, so people should try and create a deeper relationship with God. I feel like we find our purpose through that. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
So that's my point. I mean, if disciples were the teenagers in the churches, I feel should even give more duties to the young people, and that is the only way you can find their mistakes and then straighten them out. If the seniors are always the ones holding the microphones, always doing the worship, and not giving the young people the opportunity to make the mistakes so that they can be fixed, when would that happen? You know, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why most of them are gearing towards the secular world, because they're not really finding a lot of work to do in the church. So to me, but one training now, 1 year, how will you train the person? So this is just to the churches, just my humble take. That if the disciples are teenagers and young people, that means there's so much that we can do than we are doing right now. Not just standing around and jumping. We are the ones that will come and do that dance moves in front over there, and that's all. That's what we do in church. We are not even doing more. You know, pastors. We are supposed to be holding pastoral positions, holding the choirs, heading those things. Not heading per se, but maybe be under a senior who will be training us. So by the time we will get to maybe 26, 27, you are 30 years, you are under fire, like you are on fire. You get me? Yeah. So I think the young people should also put themselves out there. There are so many talents out there: singers, writers, dancers, but they're hiding, they're shy. You know, should put themselves out there. I think maybe when the seniors recognize the gift, they might give you the opportunity. But when they don't see it, they will also not do so. You know, so. Yeah, this is a general. This is a general suggestion. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, you have used a stone to kill two birds. You have really given a message to Ghana and your fans, and you have also inspired people who want to be like you. God bless you so much. Now, I want you to share with us how you could be reached, how you could be, contacted.
Oh, okay. So if you go on my Instagram, Aduhemaa _official. I think that is for my Instagram and my Twitter. And then the YouTube and the Facebook is just Aduhemaa. So it's ADUHEMAA. So the A is double. And when you type it, I think the rest will come, and then just click it. And contact me. I'm free. You can talk.
Yes, indeed you are. So please, listeners, try and subscribe to Aduhemaa on YouTube, and then follow her on the other social handles. All right. Okay. Now this is the last question though, and this is where listeners want to know your relationship status. Trust me, when I posted your ad, I realized that a lot of people were sending it. Tendering their applications. So what happens that in telling your relationship status, we have 3 categories, and the first one is SS, which is single and searching. The next one is SE, which is single but available, and then the last one is MBA, which is married but available.
Oh wow, so, married but available. I'm not sure.
That's a dangerous place to tread. Yeah, so here we are ready for you. Which one are you?
It's EMH. And ENH. That's my own.
Okay, then wow, I'll add it to my category. So which one is this?
Add it. ENH.
Wow, that's right. I'll add it to mine. That's right. So that's right.
ENH.
So listeners, you get it from her. The horse's own mouth. He says cry. Okay. So that's awesome, man. I mean, it's a pleasure having you here. I'm so much humbled to have you on the show. Before you leave, you have to sing the Wuye in your own voice. I mean, I want you to sing the Wuye. I mean, I'm in love. I should tell you that I'm in love with that song, right?
Oh wow! Thank God.
Yes,
It's
so nice.
God hasn't given me yet a song close to that. I really like that song too myself.
Yeah, it's a very good song, and I think people should hear it. People should hear it.
Yeah.
All right, so you can go now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me try with the keyboard.
Oh, so you have a keyboard with you?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. Indeed, we have a good God. Wow, what a ministry! What a ministry! Thanks again. Thanks so much for having you on this show.
Welcome.
God bless you so much. And guess what?
Amen.
I'll get you back on this show.
Oh, interesting.
All right. So,
all right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for answering.
God
bless you. Bye. All right. Thanks so much for joining us. Aduhemaa. I told you she was going to be a blessing to us. And indeed, she's been. So the song at the background is titled We. That was a song she did in her own voice. Subscribe to her YouTube channel and follow her on Instagram, Twitter. All right. Thanks so much for joining us. This is your brother Kobe, and you are live on the Pardon Show. God bless you for tuning in. Indeed, God has been good. All right. Okay. Alright, so Reverend George Anna of Tower of Praise Chapel is treating a series he has titled Purpose of Prayer. God is a God of purpose. There is a reason to everything. Get that message and other great messages from ministers like Apostle Mavis Opokwajman and Reverend Into on AGBA Online Radio, Counselor Rebecca Annan, trust me, with a snippet you'll repair every damage in your relationship. All right. All right, thanks for joining us. This is where time will permit us. Tune in same time next week. And you'll be blessed. My name is Kobe Boateng, and I'm out.